Good morning and welcome to my kitchen. Today I would like to present to you a coffee cake with lots of cinnamon. So those of you who love the cinnamon flavor, this is something for you. There are fresh apples in the middle of the cake with also a dash of cinnamon and brown sugar. And then on top, a crumble with cinnamon and brown sugar. And this is how it looks like. You can see fresh apples in the middle, the crunchy crumble on top. I have made this cake a few times before, and whoever tried it gave 10 out of 10. It's really, really flavorful sweetness. In my video, I will have two different parts. One for the crumble and the filling inside, and then for the cake itself. And as always, on the bottom of my video, there will be an ingredient list describing everything that goes in it, listing everything, starting with the crumble, the filling, and the cake itself. So then it's easier for you. You can always copy paste and then print it out so you have it handy and enjoy it when you make it. So happy baking! Thank you for watching. For my cinnamon cake itself, I will need 1 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, which I will put in my flour, and also a pinch of salt, and 3/4 cup of sour cream, room temperature, dash of vanilla extract, 1 stick of butter plus 2 tablespoons, 3/4 cup of brown sugar and white sugar mixture, and 3 eggs. And this is what I need for the cake itself. And I will need about 3 to 4 apples, depending how big they are. And I just slice them, and you can see how big I slice them. Those apples will go on a pan with some butter for like about 3-4 minutes. I just need to soften them a little bit. So I'm confident that once they go into the oven with my cake, they will be baked through. I do not want to overcook and get them mushy, because then cake will become very soggy. 3 minutes will be enough. I have about 4 apples here, and I will put them in a cup to kind of give you an idea how much that is. And that is about 3 cups. That's what I have here. So I will start with the apples. So I'll put 1 tablespoon of butter, let it melt, put my apples in, with just a pinch of brown sugar and cinnamon to it. And it will really take about 3 minutes. All I want to do is soften that just a tiny bit. And I'm done here. Those are done. I will set it aside. I want to make sure that those are done first so they have time to cool off. Okay, time for step 2. Second step is to prepare the cinnamon filling that goes on top of apples and cinnamon crumble. For cinnamon filling, I need about 1 cup of brown sugar, 1/4 cup of flour, which is 25 grams, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, and 2 tablespoons of butter. And that's what I have here. And for the crumble, I will need 2/3 cup of flour, 3/4 cups of brown sugar, 5 tablespoons of butter, and also 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. I will work with my hands to connect those 3 ingredients and then set them aside. For crumble, I like to use cold butter. For me, it works better. If I have soft butter, I usually put my crumble in the fridge before I put it on my cake. Somehow the texture is just a little different when it's cold versus warm. This will go in between my apples that I just finished working with. So that's the filling and the crumble. If you don't have brown sugar, you can use white sugar, regular sugar. Brown sugar gives a different accent to it. And here is my crumble. and I will put it in the fridge for a few minutes because I have used soft butter and I'm just this crazy lady who likes it on the cooler side. Now that I have those two things ready and my apples, time to work on a cake. Sugar and butter go first. Butter and sugar is mixed well. I'll start putting my eggs in, one at a time. And vanilla extract. A little slower, I will start putting my sour cream in. Last time I did not have enough of the sour cream, so I just substitute that for plain yogurt and it worked fine. So if you ever come to running out of sour cream and you need a couple tablespoons extra, plain yogurt works fine. And now I will make it even slower. So I have about 10 levels of speed here. So I want to put it on level 1, so the slowest I have, and start putting my flour in. Again, in my flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder and pinch of salt. And sometimes the mixer doesn't quite reach to the bottom of the dish, so you will need to stop and scrape it from the sides and the bottom to mix it all in. Just help the mixer a little bit. Once you put all the flour in, it doesn't take that long to finish up. As soon as you see all the ingredients nicely incorporated, the dough being smooth, then you can turn it off. I will just scrape the rest here, and I will come closer with the camera to show you the consistency of that dough. As you can see, it is very soft. You don't want to put any more flour in, because then your cake will be very dense. Nice and creamy, that's what you want to get. Flours are not created equal, and some will incorporate the wet ingredients faster. Some flours are very light and some flours are a little bit more heavier. So if the recipe calls for 2 cups, put 1 3/4 and just check and see with your eyes if it needs the whole amount of flour. Believe me, I have used many flours and they are not the same. My favorite 2 brands, Trader Joe's flour and King Arthur. But again, nice and creamy, soft and smooth. That's what you want your cake batter to be. I've got my baking sheet prepared and ready. A little bit butter, and I want to put half of the butter in. And smooth it out so it's even. And at that moment, I do want to preheat my oven to 350. Now I can put some of my filling in. Just a drizzle, because most of it will go on top of those apples. I would say 1/3 now, and then 2/3 on top. I'm gonna make sure I do the corners too. And now the apples. I'm telling you, it is a delicious cake. All of my friends and neighbors around, they know. Now I'll just try to distribute those apples evenly so every part of my cake has those yummy apples. I think that's good. The rest of the filling in. So gently try to make it even. It's always the corners that are the hardest. And last final step is to put the crumble in. Okay, my crumble was in the fridge and it's just more crumbly when I put it in the fridge. I love the texture. And here we go, the last part, cinnamon brown sugar crumble. It's a guilty pleasure, that's for sure. But once in a while, we can enjoy it. Okay, 3. And now this beauty will go in for about 50-55 minutes at 350 degrees. Timer set for 50 minutes. After, I will put wooden toothpick in to see if my cake is ready. Okay, time to test it. It's pretty clean. If it's clean, it means my cake is ready. I can turn it off, and now it will take quite a while for it to cool off. If you can see how beautiful it looks like, and it smells like cinnamon for sure. I will have to wait probably an hour for it to cool off. For cookies, it takes shorter time, but for cakes, a little longer. And then I will cut it in half and show you the inside of it. Yay, yay! My favorite are always cakes with fresh fruit in it. Love it. And here it is, that beautiful cake. Those nice apples inside and that crunch on top. It is delicious. Bon appetit. Smacznego. Thank you for watching. Until next time. I would like to let you know why I am a big fan of using scale instead of the cups. I do put measurements in cups so it's easier. As you know, I'm from Europe, so everything for me is in grams. And here in United States, any recipes you have is usually in cups. But I want you to pay attention to one thing, so take it as a tip. I learned by mistakes because I've done it before. So I have put together a flour, the same flour, all-purpose flour, into the same measuring cups. Exactly 2 cups in here and exactly 2 cups in here. But I want to measure it using the scale and show you if there is a difference and how much of a difference it can be. So here is the first 2 cups of flour, as you can see, 2 cups. And here is exactly 2 cups. All around, no cheating. And I will turn on, and there's nothing here. My scale, so it's set to 0. Maybe I should show you. So it's set to 0. If you can see. Okay, and I will put the first 2 cups in. And it says it is 248 grams. So now I will take this into a different cup, and it's empty. Put it back. It comes back to 0. And now the other 2 cups. All of it. And this one is 314. So now you can see that 2 cups are not created equal, right? They do not measure on a scale the same. So why is that? Well, it's all about handling the flour. If we are gentle with it, the flour is fluffy, it's light, and then 2 cups, nice fluffy flour. If you handle the flour, shake it, kind of bang it, on the surface somewhere, it loses its volume because it becomes dense. So you keep adding to have exactly 2 cups, right? Well, but it's much more heavier. It's much more flour that you need. So if you ever had a cake and you tried to follow the measurements and directions and the cake wasn't quite the way you hoped, it wasn't as fluffy, it wasn't as delicate, it wasn't as soft, well, maybe because there was too much flour. So it's just a
tip, and I hope you will find it helpful to kind of pay attention to how we handle flowers. I know how it is when you bake something and you put your heart into it, time into it, and then it doesn't come out the way you hope for. And it's frustrating. So I hope this helps. Thank you for watching.